Have you ever heard of Tesla? Well, it's a company that manufactures electric vehicles, which are more commonly referred to as EVs. Many people see the cost of electric cars, but not their benefits. EVs have the amazing possibility to significantly improve all Canadian lives. Hi, I'm Sia Dougal, and I'll be revealing why EVs are so great through this quick video. So, let's get started. Traffic is normal in Canada's urbanized cities, and as the rush hour approaches, traffic only increases even more. Let's take a look at downtown Toronto streets during rush hour. Most cars here either use gasoline or diesel. Of course, there may be a few electric cars here and there, but when only 0.6% of the vehicles sold in Canada throughout 2016 were electric, the probability of a car being an EV here is very low. This is critical because gasoline and diesel cars emit greenhouse gases. EVs, on the other hand, have zero emissions. So instead of encouraging carpooling, which only reduces emissions, why don't we just adopt a zero emission method? Hold that thought while you listen to the rest of this video. First, let's take a look at a country where EVs are currently used. Norway is quickly adopting EVs as they accounted for 58% of the country's car sales in March 2019. So what is Norway doing that Canada isn't? Why is it that in 2016, 29% of the cars sold in Norway were electric, while the percentage in Canada was only 0.6%? Well, Norway provides incentives to purchase EVs, such as exemption from sales, road, and import taxes. Also, until recently, zero-emission vehicles could be parked for free and were exempted from tolls. Canada has recognized that air quality in Norway, amongst other things, has improved significantly due to this initiative. As a result, Canada is trying to follow in Norway's footsteps by introducing rebates on EVs as of May 2019. Their attempts should be successful, as 59% of Canadians consider price the most important factor when purchasing a car, and 11% of them even went on to say that the only reason they won't buy an EV is the price. Also, chargers present an additional cost. Most EVs come with slow level 1 chargers. As a result, along with the car, purchasers usually also need to buy an efficient higher level charger. In order to diminish this expense, the Canadian government is investing $182.5 million towards a coast-to-coast fast-charging network. But are EVs actually that expensive? Yes, they have a high initial cost, but the one thing that people don't realize is that they are actually more affordable in the long run. They cost less to power, so purchasers save on fuel costs. The average cost of electricity in Canada is 11.85 cents per kilowatt, whilst gas on average costs 130 cents per liter. So, on average, a driver could save $860 by switching over to an electric car. EVs also have lower maintenance costs since they don't require filter or oil changes and have few breakable parts. Another concern that people have about EVs is that they don't have a long range. An average Canadian's daily commute is 65 kilometers or even less, and on average, an EV can go 160 kilometers on a single charge. Moreover, this initiative improves public health. Over the last few decades, millions of cars have contributed to significant air pollution, which decreases quality of life and livability. Without exhaust from gasoline and diesel cars, diseases such as asthma, bronchitis, and certain cancers can be prevented. So this initiative does benefit society, but what about the environment and the economy? The preeminent benefit of electric cars is that they have the ability to reduce the negative impact that transportation has on the environment. They don't emit greenhouse gases, and fewer resources are required to sustain EVs. Electric cars are 75% efficient at converting input energy to kinetic energy, whilst gasoline cars are only 25% efficient at doing the same thing. Even its brakes are more efficient since EVs have regenerative braking. They charge the battery when the brake is used. Moreover, EVs use lithium batteries instead of fuel, which reduces drilling for oil. Not only that, unlike fuel, lithium batteries don't contribute to smog air pollution, or water contamination. As far as the economy is concerned, let's look at what would happen to the economy of Canada's most populated province if EVs were introduced. Ontario's economy would boost by 3.6 billion if EVs reach 10% of the total passenger vehicles by 2025. Well, it sounds great and all, but how will it happen? Currently, fossil fuels need to be imported to sustain gasoline cars. EVs will help reduce these imports, which will save the government tons of money. The new infrastructure required to sustain EVs, such as charging stations, will further grow the economy. Additionally, EVs will add a new sector to the transportation industry, resulting in the creation of more jobs. The new sector will require new post-secondary graduates to fulfill the jobs in it, thus growing the economy once again. At the moment, Canada's birth rate is so low that it doesn't even meet the replacement rate. So Canada will not be able to reinstate its population, and its population will begin decreasing after a certain amount of time. You may be wondering how this has anything to do with electric cars. Well, it actually does. The immense pollution created by non-electric vehicles has a negative impact on fertility. Without it, the fertility rate will improve and consequently the natural increase rate will stabilize. Along with that, this EV initiative will also result in Canada having even more pull factors for immigrants. Improved air quality, improved health, and rebates on electric vehicles are all pull factors. Overall, EVs will balance the net migration and natural increase rates and consequently stabilize Canada's population growth rate. Every great thing has a catch to it, and so do EVs. They're only beneficial if electricity is generated from green sources. The good thing is that most of Canada's electricity is already green. 66% of Canada's electricity is generated from renewable resources, and 81% using sources that don't emit greenhouse gases. In fact, Tesla's supercharger network in Canada currently relies on solar power to charge vehicles. However, Canada needs to continue developing its green power generation systems in order for this initiative to be successful. More dams and solar panels would need to be added. Canada's vast water bodies such as the Great Lakes, Niagara Falls, James Bay, and Hudson's Bay are currently relied on for hydroelectricity. So, now that you know the benefits and how it can be implemented, let's picture a future neighborhood in Canada considering that this initiative is implemented. Most homes would have chargers in them, gas stations would be rare, instead there would be charging stations in their place. Solar panels on roofs and dams blocking waterways would become a common sight. More importantly, air quality and public health would be exceptional. Introducing electric cars will be beneficial to all of Canada, whether it be through the environment, the economy, or through citizens. The catch to the ideology of electric cars are green is that they're only green as long as the electricity used to power them is generated from green sources. So although Canada qualifies for this initiative, countries where electricity isn't generated from green sources have a long way to go before they can adopt EVs. On that note, let's end off with a quote. There's no elevator to success. You must take the stairs.